Alright, so we are officially live here on the channel. Just waiting for some people to tune in here, then we'll really get going on the channel here. Just waiting for a few people to tune in. We have a moderate risk of severe weather that is active here. This is potentially could be a very dangerous situation unfolding today. I'm not going to be live for a while as I will be busy after a bit. But this is a extremely dangerous situation potentially unfolding here. So that is what we are talking about at the moment, here, right now. All right, here. This is what we are. So we're getting live here. Just waiting, see if anybody's tuning in. All right, just waiting a minute. Is anybody tuned in? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Testing. Testing. Hey Chris, thanks for tuning into the stream. Does mean a lot to me. Testing, can you guys hear me? Just making sure everything's getting ready on the channel here. Alright, we hear you loud and clear, yes. Okay. So we are live. This is a potential derecho right now. At the moment, if you are wondering, do have a moderate risk as weather that is up here. This is an extreme northwestern portions of Iowa into southwest portions of Minnesota, portions of eastern South Dakota, and in the enhanced risk, there is some parts of Nebraska here too. So is what we are talking about at the moment here is we do have a pretty big risk that is ongoing here. We also have a tornado warning, so we're going to get right to this here. I think I should go high risk in my forecast. No, this is not up to a high risk potential. No, that's taking it a little too far. So we are going to take a look at this tornado warning. So we do have a tornado warning that is up right now, so we're going to get ready here. So this does include Highmore here. So if you do end up being in northwestern Hand and central Hyde counties here, this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado intense balls of hail. So make sure to take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle. Move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris here. Using a helmet or a mattress or anything like that here. This is a dangerous situation. Take cover now. Even though there might not be a tornado on the ground right now, act like there is a tornado on the ground and take shelter now because a tornado could spin up. Because look at that inflow. Look at that inflow coming into that storm. That is insane. If there would be a tornado, it would most likely be in this region here. But since this is a part of a line, typically these tornadoes do end up being a weaker spit. They lift and then they spin up, and then they lift and then they spin up, and then they lift and then they spin up again. That's how it kind of works here. This also has some 2.50 inch hail with this. This is some big hail being produced by this. When you get to those pinks there, that is indicating hail on reflectivity here. So not just do you have a threat for that, make sure to put your cars inside so they do not get damaged by hail at the moment here. So that is what we are talking about. Look at that inflow going to that storm. That is some intense inflow here. It's almost producing a little bit of a hook right in that area there. So this is some really insane inflow coming into that storm. If we do look at rotation, at the moment we do have some rotation kind of around that area. The rotation isn't very strong at the moment, but it is definitely rotating here, so you do need to get to shelter now. To know how to detect rotation, when the reds and the greens collide together, that is your area of tornadic rotation, with the red moving away from radar and the green moving towards the radar. When those things do collide, it is your area of rotation. With the lighter the reds, the stronger it is. The lighter the greens, the stronger it is. That is how it works. There. So, Rainwave says, Blaze Weather, when's the SBC going to start issuing 15 slight risks? Because they have been talking about it for a while. I don't know what you mean. That is kind of crazy. Oh, there was a new mesoscale discussion issued here, so we're going to take a look at this. My window capture. I need to change the window capture, sorry. So in the window capture here, we do have a mesoscale discussion that was put out here. It's not showing for some reason. But we do have a mesoscale discussion that was put up. A possible watch has been put out in areas of eastern Kentucky, parts of southern West Virginia, and western Virginia here. There is a potential watch that could get issued. It's a 40% chance, which means there's a 60% chance not, but I would be weather aware if a watch could get issued. Trends are being monitored for that in that area there at the moment, and yet they haven't. Okay. That is what we are talking about at the moment here on the channel. Oh man, Ryan Holyall is going live in 2 hours. Man, that's a while till Ryan Holyall is going to go live. But yeah, Ryan Holyall is going live in 2 hours. That is what we are talking about at the moment here. I will be I'm going to be busy around in about an hour. I'm going to start being very busy, Indiana and Ohio. I'm going to be busy there in a little bit there, but that is what we are talking about at the moment here on the channel. So on Radar Omega to show, we do have a moderate risk as severe weather is out here. So if you are in a moderate risk and the enhanced risk today, you need to be really weather aware today in that risk. The moderate risk is issued in Sioux Falls, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong, Brookings, South Dakota, Mitchell, South Dakota, Worthington, South Dakota, Spencer, Iowa is in the moderate risk, which is a 4 out of 5. The enhanced risk does include Sioux City, Iowa, Mankato, Minnesota, Mason City, Iowa, Fort Dodge, Iowa, and Austin, Minnesota here. That is what we are talking about. The slight risk does include Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Omaha, Nebraska that is what we are talking about at the moment here on the severe weather probabilities. Hey there, Red Panda. Drew, thanks for tuning into the channel. Don't know if I've seen you before, but yeah, is what we're talking about at the moment here. Alright. So in that little area, but still, if you do end up being in Hyde counties, take shelter now here. Honestly, it's kind of odd because most of the warning is literally out of the main inflow notch at the moment. And they should probably extend a warning. Because look at that inflow coming into that storm and there's no tornado warning. Even though rotation might not be really strong there, there's still a lot of inflow. But still, if you're on northwestern and central Hyde counties, I am advising you to take shelter now. If you're on those areas, there is some areas of rotation there. But see, the main area of rotation is kind of not in the inflow notch. That's the problem we're having. That's why there's not really much in the way of tornadic activity. But also, there's some huge hail with that ongoing. When you get those pinks and purples, that's indicating a hail core that is active right now. So that is what we are talking about at the moment here. KGF says, I'm subscribed to your channel. Okay. KGF says, can you tell me what's going to happen in the last few days? I probably mean next few days in El Dorado, Arkansas. Can you show me forecast, please? I have something a little different. I will in a minute. I could. But KGF says, that's what KGF says here at the moment. In El Dorado, Arkansas. I'll take a look at that area 1 second. El Dorado, Arkansas. All right. I'm looking up El Dorado, Arkansas. One little second here. Check out where's El Dorado. So El Dorado, southern Arkansas. So if I look for El Dorado, southern Arkansas. There's El Dorado. So in the next few days in El Dorado, you are most likely going to be in the clear. So El Dorado, and in the next 3 days, you are going to be in the clear there. Just Derecho season ends September. No, it ends in late August, like Franklin says. Hello, Albert. Thanks for tuning into the stream. It does mean a lot to me. But that is what is going on, KGF. I hope that answers your question. There. Also, there is a destructive SVR that's going on at the moment here. So if you do end up being in Han County in central South Dakota, this is all in central South Dakota, north central South Dakota, northern Hyde County, southern Fall County, in southeastern Potter County, and southwestern Spink County, in South Dakota here, prepare for a destructive thunderstorm with 80 miles an hour winds and 2-inch hail with this. So that is some very huge hail. And this is a destructive thunderstorm. It's more possible a destructive storm here. So this is an extremely dangerous situation. If you are in those counties I listed, this is tornado-like wind speeds expected. Mobile homes and high-profile vehicles are susceptible to winds of this amount here, and may be overturned. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. These storms have the potential to cause serious injury and significant property damage. I would tell you to take shelter, because this is like EF0-like winds here. I would tell you to get to your shelter. I'm saying to anywhere in that area, get to shelter. That's all I'm talking about here. Get to shelter if you are in those regions. I don't know what to say. Just get to shelter. We are currently in the peak Derecho season. Yep. Joel Perez says a bunch of stuff. I'm sorry, I cannot read your language, and resumes in early May. Yeah. Thank you very much. You're welcome, KGF. I hope that answers your question. There. So, there's also 2-inch hail with this. So if you do have any cars inside, make sure you do bring them inside here, as they will get really damaged by hail here. It says of 80 miles an hour wind. So if you do have anything in the way of furniture or anything like that outside, make sure you bring them inside. And I would take shelter. Rain alert for possible tornadoes too. Tornadoes can develop really quickly from these storms. They would be little spin ups, and then they'd spin up, and then they get back up, spin up, back up, spin up, back up, and they're just these little weak tornadoes that typically spin up from this derecho that is ongoing here. So yeah, but I would take shelter just for wind damage, that is a very dangerous thing that is ongoing at the moment. So Joel Perez, message deleted by Nightbot. Yeah, Joel Perez, I cannot read your language, I'm sorry. How do I get Nightbot? All you gotta do is search up, Nightbot on Google, and I'll probably help you, and I'll give you instructions. Midwest Rail Feigning says, well, let's get more strength in Illinois. By the time it does get to Illinois, it's probably going to have some weakening, but you are under, most of northern Illinois, including the Chicago region, is under a slight risk of severe weather at the moment, with the threat for some isolated wind damage there, but that is what we are talking about at the moment. So I would be weather aware if you are in North Chicago, especially in like Chicago and stuff, because in North Illinois, especially in Chicago. Also, another severe storm. Let's take a look at this severe storm. This severe storm does have 70 miles an hour winds. So if you are in eastern Jones County in central South Dakota, southern Han County, this is all in central South Dakota here, southeastern Hyde County, southeastern Hughes, I'm probably saying that wrong, county, Lyman County, and Buffalo County, you need to be very, very well aware for 70 miles an hour winds that is coming to your area. Call it a wall of wind is heading to your area. Think this is a very dangerous situation here. So if you do have any furniture or anything like that outside, make sure you get inside and stay away from windows, as debris from trees could hit your window. And make sure you are in a sturdy area. Anywhere that's inside and sturdy. And if you are caught outside, try to get to the closest inside area as you can. I do predict an enhanced risk into Ohio. Maybe, but I don't know about that. Oh, for tomorrow, there also is a little isolated risk. So this is what we were talking about. Joel Perez message sleep by night. I'm in slight risk today again. Alright, well, you need to be very weather aware, Red Panda Drew there. You need to be very weather aware in that area. So, yeah. Guys, do you have any questions? I will answer them on the channel here. There's only 2 severe thunderstorms active. The main area where the tornado warning has been unissued. So if you are in those counties that I listed in that tornado warning, which was in areas in Han County and Hyde County, I'm pretty sure, you can get out of your safe spot. Except there might still be some insane winds. So that is what we are talking about at the moment, with some insane winds and possibly even tornadoes that could do isolated spin-ups along here. That is what we are talking about at the moment here. If you guys do have any questions, I will answer them on the channel. Promise you I will answer your questions. Man, some intense winds is ongoing right now. Guys, just to know how to detect winds on velocity. How to detect winds on velocity. When you see those little brighter colors right there, that is indicating very strong winds. So if you are in Oregon, prepare for some very strong winds and get to shelter now. Just hitting for Rockham and Miranda here in South Dakota. I'm pretty sure this is South Dakota. Yep, that is South Dakota. Very strong winds at the moment ongoing. Also near Ree Heights and Miller, there's some very strong winds that is ongoing at the moment. So you need to get to shelter now. I mean, I know this isn't a tornado, but this is tornado-like wind speeds of 80 miles an hour. So I would get to an interior room or possibly even a basement here. Did you see my forecast yet? I left for a minute. I'll take a look at that. I wouldn't put out a high risk, but I saw that. Okay. If you guys do any questions, I will answer them on the channel here. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you are weather aware for future severe weather that will be ongoing on the channel here. This is going to be I'm going to be talking shorter on the channel. I won't be talking as much on the channel here because I'm going to be busy soon. But should I turn this to a no talking stream where I'm just not talking, I just have the thing on? Yeah, bright colors and velocity equals strong winds. Yep. There actually is a possible area of rotation right here. It's definitely on the weaker side, so it's not enough to issue a tornado warning, but I would just be weather aware. I'd just be giving you a heads up if you are in these areas right here that I just circled, as there is an isolated little area of rotation right there. Even NROT does have that up to green, just telling you guys, this is giving you a heads up that this isn't a tornado warning by now, but you need to be weather aware. And just pay attention to this. You don't have to get to shelter now. Just pay attention to this, as this is slightly rotating at the moment here, is what we are talking about. But the rotation is definitely on the weaker side at the moment. As when you do see up those grays on velocity, it is showing some very weak rotation. So it is pretty weak right now at the moment. There is what we are talking about. But still, if you are in Hand, northeastern Hyde, southern Falk, and southwestern Spink counties in South Dakota here. Be aware for destructive storms for Hand County, including Miller here. This is 80 miles an hour winds and 2-inch hail at the moment here. So this is a extremely dangerous situation that is ongoing at the moment here. This is very, very dangerous here. Tornado warnings. Of course, a tornado warning just got issued on that exact storm I was talking about. This is 80 miles an hour winds and 2-inch hail. If you do have any cars outside, make sure you do bring them inside here. This is a serious situation unfolding here. And if you do have any furniture or anything like that outside, make sure you bring them inside and bring your cars inside, as they will get hit by hail. I might watch Weather Track US stream. Okay. New tornado warning was issued in the same spot I was literally talking about. So, a tornado warning has been issued here. If you are in central Hand County, in central South Dakota, a tornado warning is issued. Even though these storms from this derecho line, they won't spin up any large tornadoes. It's just going to be these weak little spin-ups that could potentially form anywhere in this warning. Little spin-ups could form, as there typically is a lot of areas of rotation, and they just spin up, and then they weaken. And they lift, and they spin up again, and then they lift. That's kind of what happens with these derecho lines here. But you still need to get to shelter now here. No matter how the strength of the tornado, get to shelter now, as it could definitely do some damage and get you injured or possibly even dead. So this is a very dangerous storm here. So if you still are in central Hand County, get to shelter now, take cover now, move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle. Move to the closest substantial shelter here and protect yourself from flying debris. This also has 2-inch hail, so if you have any cars outside, make sure you bring them inside. There is some hail ongoing. Once you start to get to those pinks to purples, that is indicating hail on reflectivity here. So once you do see those pinks to purples start to form, that is indicating hail damage on reflectivity. Hi, GR2 Anos, I got. That's awesome. There, Chris. Take a look at rotation here. We do have an area of rotation. I think most of the area where they were talking about for rotation is right in this area right here. The rotation is definitely on the weaker side. At the moment, there's not a lot of strong rotation that is ongoing at the moment. There is a little bit of an area of very weak rotation, but that definitely could strengthen here. That's why they do issue these warnings for you to get to shelter now. Can I be a mod? Don't really ask to be a mod, but like I don't want to have a lot of people being mod. It just depends how much you're on in my channels here, as you basically just popped up on my channel. So not yet, but maybe it depends how much you're on my channel. There. Let's see if you deserve to be a mod. By the way, the reason Quist is a mod is because he's one of my good friends. So yeah, that is what we were talking about at the moment here. So still, if you are in central and Hand County in South Dakota, get to shelter now here. This is a dangerous situation. Look at that inflow heading into that storm. This is a dangerous looking storm, part of the storm here. I mean, do you not see the area of the strongest winds will kind of be in this region right here, and then the area where the potential tornado will be causing from this inflow that's flowing into the storm here. Anywhere when you get that inflow, if a tornado would spin up, it would be right in this region here. Also, some very big hail that's forming just to the south of the main rotation. Right in this region, there is a lot of hail forming that is going up to purples here. So that is something you need to be very well aware for at the moment. Hey, Chris, thanks for tuning into the stream. All right, this is what we are talking about at the moment. Alright, if you guys have any questions, I will answer them on the channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you are weather aware future severe weather here on the channel. One second here, I'm just putting something up. Just typing something in. Let's see. Alright, so this is what we were talking about at the moment here. I just had to type something in. I had to put in a poll on the channel here. So if you do end up being, if you are in Central Han County, prepare for potential. As if you're capable of producing a tornado. There might not be a tornado on the ground right now, but they issue these warnings, giving you a heads up that this could produce a tornado. So you need to get to shelter now if you do live in these areas. This is a tornado warning here. There would be a tornado form. It would be in this little area that I circled here, because look at that inflow heading into that storm there. That is what we are talking about at the moment. If you have any questions, I will answer them here right now. Hope you guys are liking the stream at the moment here. Let's look at the rotation. Man, the rotation is very weak at the moment, but it definitely could strengthen, put down a tornado. That's why they do issue these warnings. Here, take over now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle. Move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris here. This is what we were talking about at the moment. Alright. Here. Look at that inflow. That's insane. Look at that. If you guys also, not just for a tornado, prepare for some extreme winds. I mean, look at this extreme winds here near Reed Heights. I wouldn't be surprised if this was some intense up to 80 miles an hour winds heading for Miller here. So not just do you have a threat for a potential tornado, you also have a threat for insane winds. So if you do have anything in the way of anything outside, make sure you do bring them inside here. I'm in Indiana. Okay. Is what we were talking about at the moment. So this is the high reflectivity velocities are in that region right there. This is very dangerous here. Also near Orient, if you are near Orient, prepare for some extreme winds here. This is some extreme, intense winds that is ongoing right now at the moment. I'm gonna use a radar scope to detect how strong these winds are at the moment. So radar scope just have these velocities going up to about 80 miles per hour, 79.4. I'll just say it's going up to 80 miles per hour at the moment here, so this is something very dangerous. Confirmed? You sure that's confirmed now? It's crazy. Wait, that's confirmed. I don't see anything confirmed yet, but that would be crazy. It's not on my radar yet. There is a confirmed tornado, but that is crazy. I'll tell you guys to be well aware if I see it on my thing. New severe thunderstorm warning was issued here. So it's a destructive storm here. So if you are in Wessington, Wellesley, and Hurry here in Beadle County in East Central South Dakota, be well aware for extreme damaging winds. People prepare immediately for large hail and damaging winds. People outside should move immediately to shelter inside a strong building and stay away from windows here. Anywhere that's very strong and sturdy here, because this is 2-inch hail and 80 miles an hour winds. If you have any furniture or anything like that outside, make sure to bring it inside here. And this is some extreme hail that is ongoing. When you get to those pinks on reflectivity, that's detecting some very, very strong hail. That is what we are talking about at the moment. If you guys have any questions, I will answer them on the channel here. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you are well aware for future severe weather here on the channel. So that is what we were talking about at the moment on the channel here. Guys, have any questions? I will answer them. Also, a considerable severe thunderstorm. If you are in northwest Aurora County, Gerald County, in northern Brule County, in central and south central South Dakota here. Prepare for 70 miles per hour winds from trained weather spotters. Prepare for damaging wind gusts. If you don't have any cars or anything like that outside, make sure you bring them inside for some hail. Also, this does have some extreme damaging winds of 70 miles an hour here. So if you have any furniture or anything like that outside, make sure you bring them inside and get to a sturdy shelter. Not tornado shelter, just anything that is inside and that is very sturdy here. So this is what we are talking about at the moment here right now. Hey there, Chris. This is what we are talking about. Let's look at this. We do have a little bit of rotation, but it's definitely on the weaker side at the moment. But we do have a little bit of rotation that's active, but it is definitely on the weaker side. Could be some rotation right there. That would be pretty intense, but it's not really in the main area that I'm looking at here, so that is what we're talking about here. So, yeah. I'm not seeing any confirmed tornado at the moment, so I don't know about that, Franklin. Guys, do any questions? I won't answer them here. Hope you guys are liking this stream so far. That is what we are talking about at the moment. Alright. If you guys have any questions, I will answer them. Sorry, my site uses a different color. No, you're fine. Can I call later? Maybe. But I'm going to be busy later. So, yeah. Okay, 1 second. This is what we are talking about. So, if you are in Central Han County, take shelter now. There might not be a tornado on the ground right now, but take shelter as there is an area, a potential rotation here at the moment. So that is what we are talking about here. Tornado and 2 inches in diameter hail. So not just you have a threat for tornado, make sure to bring your cars inside so they do not get damaged by hail. As look at this big, huge hail core. Once you get to those pinks, that's indicating hail on reflectivity here. So that is what we are talking about at the moment here on the channel. If you guys do any questions, I will answer them here. Also, look at that inflow heading in that storm. That is some extreme inflow here heading into that storm. And if there would be damaging winds, it would be extreme right there in that area that I just put out. Put a line out right there. Look at that extreme damaging wind gusts there near Miller. Not just do you have a threat for a tornado, you also have a threat for extreme damaging winds here. So not just do you need to take shelter for a tornado, you need to take shelter for damaging winds too. That is what we are talking about at the moment here. There's a huge CC drop on this. There's a CC drop. No, that is not a CC drop. That is just radar reflectivity glitching. So that's not a CC drop. I don't think that's a CC drop. But that is what we are talking about at the moment here. It's not a CC drop. Okay. 1 second, I'm just doing one little thing. If you guys want to know what a derecho is a wall of extreme damaging winds from a line of extreme damaging winds that lasts for over 250 miles. That's what a derecho is. So that is what we were talking about. But still, if you are in central hand counties, get to shelter now. Move to a basement or interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you are outdoors. In a mobile home or in a vehicle to the closest substantial shelter, and protect yourself from flying debris. So that's what we are talking about at the moment here. Oh, okay. Yep. Guys, if I do any questions, I will answer them here on the channel. Thanks for all the votes here, guys. It does mean a lot to me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you are well aware for future severe weather. I'm not in any of these areas. Some people are in southwest Minnesota, so that is what we were talking about. One person is in southwest Minnesota. So those people there are on the moderate risk, and extreme southwest Minnesota does have a moderate risk. It's a pretty small moderate risk, but it's a 45% significant threat for 75 miles an hour winds or greater here, which is what we are talking about at the moment. If you are wondering, we do have a severe thunderstorm outlook. The public severe weather outlook does have an extreme watch here. The most populated area in the moderate risk is Sioux Falls here. Sioux City's on this. Fort Dodge, Mason City are potential areas in this here at the moment. So that's what we're talking about. The threats do include, locations are southeast South Dakota, southwest Minnesota, and northwest Iowa here. The hazards do include widespread damaging winds, some up to hurricane force, and isolated large hail up to baseball size. A derecho with embedded significant severe wind gusts appear probable from central to eastern South Dakota into southwest Minnesota and northern Iowa this evening. So that is what we were talking about, and make sure you are very weather aware at the moment there. Alright, we're back to the main thing. This is what we were talking about at the moment. So if you guys do any questions, I won't answer them. Here. What the heck? I accidentally just popped up Fall Guys. No, darn it. Fall Guys is popping up. Oh no. I don't want that to pop up. Whoops. No, Fall Guys accidentally popped up. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally got Fall Guys to pop up. I accidentally clicked on Fall Guys. Whoops. Whoopsies. Whoopsie whoopsie. You're going to hear the Fall Guys music. Darn it. I think I have to shut down my computer in this live stream might end. I hope it doesn't. No. Guys, the live stream might end here. The live stream might end. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it here. There's nothing I can do. My Fall Guys is glitched, and I didn't mean to get into Fall Guys. My Fall Guys, man, I don't want my stream to end. Darn it. Might have to start up a new stream. Because I have to shut down my computer. There's nothing else I can do. I can't get out of Fall Guys. It says there's an error, so there's nothing I can do. I can't get out of Fall Guys. It's an error. There's nothing I can do. I can't get out of Fall Guys. Oh, darn it. I have to shut down my computer and the live stream's going to end. I guess I'll just talk about my live stream through Radar Omega on my phone. News of your thunderstorm warning was issued here. So if you are in Todd County, in South Central South Dakota. It's all in South Central South Dakota. Tripp County and Millette County in South Central South Dakota. Prepare for 70 miles an hour wind gusts. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Make sure you are inside. If you have any furniture or anything like that is outside, make sure to bring it inside so it doesn't blow away from damaging winds. The problem I'm having right now is that I cannot, I have to use radar omega to look at radar, so I can't use GR2 analyst to move the radar because it's letting me only stay on the Fall Guys page, and there's nothing I can do to get out of it, which really sucks. What do I do, guys? Do you know what I can do? Do you know what to do? Get radar, so I can't use GR2 analyst to move the radar because it's letting me only stay on the Fall Guys page, and there's nothing I can do to get out of it. Alright, but prepare for tornado possible. Also, if you do end up being in Beadle County here, you are under a destructive storm with 80 miles an hour winds and 2-inch hail here. So there was a measured wind gust of 87 miles an hour winds, so almost 90 miles an hour winds, let's say, here. So that's what you need to prepare for. This is a destructive storm here. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. Stay out of mobile homes. Find the closest substantial shelter here. I would take shelter for winds like this. This is some extreme damaging wind gust that is ongoing right now here. So this is something you need to be very weather aware for at the moment in that area here at the moment. Is what we are talking about. So you need to prepare for that. This is a dangerous storm here. Very dangerous storm. Make sure you're anywhere inside and is very sturdy of a structure here. Restart and start a new stream. Well, I guess I still have good radar ongoing of what's going on, so at least I have good radar still. So you guys can hear me, right? You're anywhere inside. Oh yeah, you guys can hear me. You guys can definitely hear me. It's no longer no, it still is. But still, if you do end up living in Central Hand County, take shelter now. There is a tornado warning in effect. It might not be a tornado on the ground right now, but it's telling you that, guys, there could be a tornado soon. So you need to get shelter now here if you do live in those areas. Prepare for a tornado in 2 inches in diameter of hail here. This is a very dangerous situation unfolding here. So you need to get to shelter now. This is radar indicated rotation here. A tornado in 2 inches in diameter of hail. So to get shelter now. We're the closest substantial shelter here. If you are in a mobile home or in a car, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris here. If you do not have a basement, move to the center of your home, an interior room, and protect yourself from flying debris using a helmet or even possibly a mattress here to protect yourself from flying debris. Can you share my website in the streamer chat? Well, I can't really right now, but yeah. This is a significant derecho that is ongoing. Let's see. Big derecho that we have ongoing. This is a dangerous situation. Alright, if you guys have any questions, I will answer them here. I'm using my phone to look at radar because I cannot use GR2 analyst, but I still have radar going through GR2 analyst here at the moment. So that is what we are talking about here. Alright. If you guys have any questions, I will answer them on the channel here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you are weather aware for futures of your weather here on the channel here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Very dangerous situation here. There's some extreme damaging winds with us too at the moment here. So take shelter now if you are in central Han County. So that's what we were talking about. If you guys have any questions, I will answer them. I'll definitely answer them here. Hope you guys are liking the stream so far here on the channel. One second, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to take a short little isolated. Actually, never mind. No. There's no longer a tornado warning, so if you do end up being in central Han County, you can get out of your safe spot. But there still is 80 miles an hour wind, so I would actually stay in your safe spot there in central Han County. This is what we're talking about at the moment. One second, I'll be right back. We're back. Alright. Guys, do any questions? I will answer them here. We are going to have to end the live stream soon, as I am going to be busy here soon. But if you guys do any questions, I will answer them on the channel here. I promise that. Hope you guys are liking this stream so far. There's some extreme damaging winds with us. Some very damaging winds ongoing. If you are in Beadle County in South Dakota, northwestern Aurora, Gerald, in northern rural counties, prepare for 80 miles an hour wind gusts likely here. Also, if you are, same thing for that, if you are in Todd County, Tripp County, and Millette County, prepare and make sure you are extremely weather aware for 80 miles an hour wind gusts in those areas here. So that is what we are talking about ongoing on the channel here. Guys, do any questions? I will answer them here. I will definitely answer them. So we do have to end this stream here. I hope you guys do like this stream. We are ending this stream here. And bye, guys. See you later. Hope you guys like this stream. Bye, guys. This is ending here. I'm sorry, but I am going to be busy and I have to end this stream.